James is making an interesting statement when he identifies, or he still identifies, 12 tribes being in Israel. They're scattered. And then James goes into his letter and he begins to talk about trials. He begins to talk about tribulation. Now, these 12 tribes, no doubt, especially 10 of them, know very well what James is talking about. They're not in their home country. They're not familiar. They're in a new place. Has anyone ever been in a new place? Has anyone ever started, perhaps, or if you remember, a new school? And all the anxiety working up when that doorknob, I mean, it's just dangerous. And you don't know what's beyond that door because it's new. They're longing for something that they cannot have. How many has longed for something that you cannot have? How many's ever truly, really wanted something in their life only to be too short? Only to not have enough money to pay for it, so to speak. So this is the introduction to James's letter. And he begins to talk about the pain and the suffering. He begins to talk about the trials that they're facing and that they will face in their lives. And then he begins to deal with hearing. James is the real Facebook. You know what Facebook is. Everyone know what Facebook is? We all nod your head. You know what Facebook is. James is really the real Facebook. This is probably where they got it from. Because James begins to challenge every person who's going to pick up his letter about changing their life, about moving towards something greater. But he does it systematically. James says this. He says, no man looks at himself in the mirror. He doesn't look at his face. And if he were to see something there, he doesn't just walk away and leave his face unclean. He tries his very best to clean up his face. And so it is with the Word of God. So it is with life. What we hear will begin to determine what we say. And James goes on to say, he says, there's one thing in life that you and I cannot control, and that's our tongue. There's one thing in life that seems sometimes to get the best of us. How many's ever made this statement? Oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I really didn't mean that. It shouldn't have come out that way. Right? He talks about the ships of that time being controlled by the little rudder, and it navigates where the ship is going. So it is with you and I. What we say will begin to navigate the course of our lives.